The justice system hates armed citizens more than criminals. So this is what you get. 67-year-old man just got sentenced to prison for surviving a mugging. Yep, you heard it right. Let's get into it. Comment the word threat or BGM to get access to the information. But anyway, more than 15 years after the Heller decision, New York City's still treating the Second Amendment like it's optional. Like it's some side note, right? In the Constitution, they could just ignore whenever they feel like it. In New York City, owning a gun legally requires a permit, hundreds of dollars in fees, extensive waiting periods, hoping that the bad guy don't kill you in between time, and a bureaucratic obstacle course that the average working person cannot and should not have to go through at all. But meanwhile, the bad guys, the criminals, walking around, strapped, zero paperwork, zero consequences, and everybody fucking knows it. Everybody. Now, I'm not mad at the zero paperwork thing. I don't think you should have paperwork to exercise a human right. But anyway, Charles Foehner, 67-year-old retired doorman. One night, man lunged at him. Elder thought he had a knife. Turned out it was a pen. But he had no way of knowing it in the moment. Even the district attorney agreed it was self-defense. He literally defended his own life. But guess what New York City did? Prosecuted him for having an unlicensed gun. They went after the victim for the crime of owning an unlicensed gun in a city that make it nearly impossible to get a license in the first place. Now, Foehner pled guilty, not because he was wrong, but because if he didn't, he risked 25 years in prison. He took a deal and still got 4 years behind bars. His lawyer said it best, quote, "If this city had its affairs in order, he'd be getting a plaque, not a prison sentence." And his lawyer is right. Foehner should be commended for protecting himself from a career criminal with 15 prior arrests. 15. But, like they told me when I started BGM, New York City, protecting your own life without government permission makes you the villain. This is what happens when politicians treat rights like privileges. This is what happens when the government gets to decide who's allowed to defend themselves. This is what happens when culture becomes so anti-freedom that the average citizen is punished for surviving. If this story makes you uncomfortable, it should. This is why it's not just enough to own a firearm. You also need to understand the system that wants to control when you can use your rights and when they apply. Your rights mean absolutely nothing if a politician and the so-called justice system decide when they matter. It starts with understanding civics. It starts with knowing the Constitution. It starts with knowing that self-defense is a human right, not a fucking permission slip. And until more people get educated, stories like this are going to keep happening. Get educated, get trained, get armed, get informed. Start with our civics course at Solutionary University. Do not wait until you need your rights to learn how they work. Your rights are only real if you know how to use them. Comment civics or go to solutionaryuniversity.org. Click the link in the description, depending on where you're watching this. Either way, the responsibility to hold the government accountable to defend your rights is your responsibility. Share this story all over the place. I want to hear you guys' comment and perspective. Hit the save or bookmark it for later on when some anti-gun person tries to tell you how only bad people should have firearms. And also share this to boost the algorithm in the story. My name is Maj Toure, the founder of Solutionary University. Hope to see you in our classes and private community soon. Be safe, be solutionary.